Hello everybody and welcome back to RogueTech, where we are pretty much ready to tick forward a little bit here. Let's go ahead and do so. 6 days is, I think, the amount of time that we want to tick forward here, which will take us through a financial report, but that's okay. That's not the end of the world. I should have checked to see if we had an upgrade going. I think we do, but I should have double-checked that. Yeah, we're working on structural reinforcement. That's correct. That's 100% fine. So we will continue ticking ahead just a couple of days here. There we go. All work orders are complete. Now, we do currently have 4 mech warriors that are completely out of action. So that's going to be certainly interesting. However, I want to work a little bit on this blackjack, now that I'm thinking about it. I probably should have done that before ticking forward, but I guess it is what it is. So I want to drop these medium rifles. The medium rifles are underwhelming for the blackjack. Like, their damage is okay, right? But they have a really short optimal range. Their max range is really awkward. Their minimum range is actually pretty good. They would be fine on a mech that's perhaps meant for punching things. Not so fine on a blackjack. So let's ditch those. I'm honestly underwhelmed by the laser AMS currently. We're going to take that off temporarily. We may put it back on, but I want to put on these light rotary rifles if I can. These would be much, much better on a punching mech. I was under the impression that they would be longer range than this. The medium rifles are actually a longer range than the light rotaries. Okay, that's noted. I'm fine with that. That does mean that this is irrelevant. So we're going to not do that. Perhaps they would be better off on something like the Vulcan. That does have 2 ballistic hardpoints. What if, hypothetically, we were to ditch the Ultra AC5, which isn't good in close range? What if we were to ditch the Ultra AC5, drop that out of there, drop the case for now, drop the machine gun and its ammo, and this medium laser, and the medium pulse laser as well, temporarily. And let's see, we could put in a light rotary rifle here and here. We'd have 3 tons remaining. Now, we would need some light rifle ammo. Unfortunately, we only have the 1 light rifle ammo, and this cannot feed the other one, I don't think. Actually, maybe it can. Yeah. Now, it would explode, and we can't store it somewhere else like the legs, because rifle ammo has to be stored with the rifle, which was why I was under the impression that it wouldn't be able to feed this rifle. But maybe I'm wrong about that. I could be. The other funny thing would be a Gauss rifle, but that does have a minimum range, just like the AC5. We could put a medium pulse laser on here. That could do the trick. Or we could put 2 medium lasers on, and that would, I think, be potentially better. That was not where I wanted that to go. We would want that to go here. This could theoretically work. How many rounds of ammo is this? This is 15 shots. So this would be 7.5 turns of ammo. That might be sufficient. It's a little on the low side, but I want to give this a go. Those don't have any minimum range, so I'm quite happy with that. Now, the Vulcan, do we need to tick forward? The Vulcan pilot is who? That is Corsair. Corsair is currently with a light injury, so we can't deploy the Vulcan anyway, so there's no point in ticking ahead right now. Okay, so who can we deploy? Let's go through here. We can deploy Falcon, who can pilot the Panther. Lord Dacky, who can pilot a Javelin. We might want to move him into something else. And Synapse, who can deploy the Blackjack. Scrub is currently... Is he injured? No, he's fatigued. So we'd be able to deploy Scrub. Okay, let's just hop into the command center here and see if we need to take anything forward. Maybe do this super simple battle here, because this is going to be mostly awkwardness ensuing. Maybe go full salvage. So the Assassin and the Hunchy could be deployed, but all we have available are Falcon, Lord Daki, Synapse, and El Duce. So we could deploy him. Actually, no, he's healing. Wait, is he fatigued or is he injured? He's out of action. Okay, so we can't deploy him. So we could only deploy, at best, 3 mechs and a vehicle, I believe.
Aye, aye.
I think that should be sufficient to blitz through, like, this super simple battle mission. So I think we'll go ahead and do that. So we've got Falcon. He would go in the Panther, is what he's set up for. Lord Daki is set up for the Javelin. That's not ideal. We could potentially put him in temporarily something else and just say screw the affinities. Or we could just bring the Javelin and call it good. Go for the backstabs. It's a possibility. Synapse is set up for the Blackjack or the Javelin, so we'll have him bring the Blackjack. And then in this last slot, we'll probably not bring anybody. Scrub in the J. Edgar is completely fine, and we can't deploy any of these, so we'll have to leave this slot blank, which is part of the reason why we're doing this super simple battle. Yeah, I'm aware that the Panther and the Blackjack are both slightly underweight. Not too much we can do about either of those. So let's just get this battle done. We're running this definitely with a lean crew. Also, I'm wondering if deploying fatigued pilots is making them injured now, because I don't remember getting all of those injuries last time, but we'll keep an eye on that. If Scrub comes out of this with an injury that he shouldn't have, then we'll know that that was a change that was made. So we will see. For now, though, we need to win this battle, and the question is... it's a Lyran Lance. Okay. Our intelligence confirms a lance of Lyran military units is engaged in maneuvers on Algot within a region we control. This is an aggressive action, and Davian operations are at risk as long as this lance is allowed to move unimpeded. Hunt down the enemy lance and eliminate it. It's a straightforward battle, Commander. Finding a military lance in a backwater like this should be no challenge at all. Indeed. Okay. So we are ourselves running pretty light here. Do we have any allies? We do. Okay, that's convenient. The Lyrans are probably going to be somewhere around here, I'd guess. That's a little too close to the Lyrans. Okay, we'll deploy here then. What do we got? I feel like we shouldn't be able to see them right now, but we can. We see a Sling, we see a Commando, we see a Hornet. Okay. They're not going to hit with that.
This reminds me of my childhood.
We're going to reserve and see what they do. If they're a short lance as well, then this is really not very concerning. Yeah, that was never going to hit. I want to continue to reserve just until they move. Our allies are just wasting ammo. Okay,
Right,
now we'll start moving.
Here.
The Hornet closes in a little bit, as does the Commando, and they both drop out of our LOS. Oh, there was a Wasp over there too. Noted.
What can I do for you?
Okay, the Javelin is going to make its way up over here. We can actually see the Wasp. With the Commando right behind it, this is stray shot territory. We're going to take this. Okay, we got some damage out there.
I'm here.
Fantastic. The Blackjack is going to sprint up over here. This is not an ideal situation for those medium rifles.
Lucky time.
Okay, we got nothing out of that. I'm not at all surprised. The J. Edgar is going to cruise its way up over here. It actually can't go very speedily right now.
Roger.
But we're just going to head up over there for now. And next round, we should be able to bring that to bear. Their sling moves up, fires on our javelin. It does a little bit of damage there.
Minor damage, Commander. Nothing to see here.
Weapons carrier moves up, fires on the wasp. This is now a good thing for it to be doing. Unfortunately, it didn't hit anything. Oh, they have a trebuchet too. They have a lot of missiles helping us. So our allies here have pretty good fire support.
I'm receiving you.
We're going to move up the Panther to this position. And we're going to fire on that wasp. Once again, we could stray shot behind. Ooh, that leg destruction. That was nice. Their javelin moves up, fires on the wasp. That's exactly who they should be shooting at.
I hear you.
That is 1,000,000% who I want them shooting at. I'm just checking to see if we could get a 3rd evasive pip and be in cover. We can't. So I'm just going to move up to here, and we're going to go for the kill shot on this wasp. We didn't quite get the kill, but that was a lot of damage to it. That Hornet moves up, fires on our J. Edgar. We're okay with this.
I live to
The
serve.
Panther can move up over here and respond to the Hornet.
Rolling.
Hit it with that PPC if we can.
Stay on you. Melting arm.
Okay, we didn't hit it with the PPC this time, but that's definitely some good damage. The sling moves up, tags the javelin, but does nothing else. Interesting. The warrior moves up, does no damage. The commando steps forward, melees our J. Edgar, but it misses. It did, however, do a lot of damage with its follow-up. Okay.
I await your command.
Our blackjack can step forward here.
Moving to position.
The question is, do we finish off the wasp? Or do we start lighting into the commando? And judging by these hit odds, I think we finish off that wasp. There we go. The wasp is dead. The trebuchet moves up, fires on their commando. Actually does some damage to it. We'll happily take that.
Something you want done?
The J. Edgar, I want to move over this way. Get in behind that sling.
Whatever you
Light him up rear arc if you can. Can't, but that's fine. We have a numbers advantage. The weapons carrier fires on the commando and does additional damage. That's fantastic. Who moves now? One of these helicopters? Yeah, the warrior comes up. Does not do anything.
Ready for orders.
That's fine. So the question is, do we want to engage the Hornet or the commando with the Panther? Now, the Panther is not great for punching because of its PPC. I actually kind of want to see... We could jump over this way. We'd be a little too close to the commando for the PPC. But we could get 3 evasive pips, be in cover, and fire on this sling's side arc with the PPC. Our hit odds aren't the best. And we didn't get anything. Okay, that's fine. The javelin is... I would love to have it come in behind as well over here. We could sprint it in, I suppose. Get it into this rear arc behind the sling. And oh yeah, that could do a ton of damage if we can hit with those SRMs. Our hit odds aren't the best because of the smoke. But we got a little bit in there, including a structure exposure. The javelin moves up, fires on that commando, and does do some damage. That's great.
Will be done.
We'll pop the blackjack over here into this arc, right like that.
I'm walking here.
It's in cover. 1 evasive pip isn't the best number of evasive pips, but it'll do. And I guess we'll fire on this commando.
Roger that.
Yeah, our hit odds weren't great. That's to be expected. The Hornet moves up, fires on our blackjack, doesn't get much done. That's fine. The trebuchet is going to fire on the Hornet now. And it only did 8 damage there. 8 damage, though, to be fair, is a lot to a Hornet. I would love to... Actually, that's 1 evasive pip, 2 evasive pips. That's probably out of range of the flamer, though. We're going to take a gamble here.
Confirmed.
This is not very safe for the J. Edgar. But if we can hit that CT, we can do a lot of damage. We can't hit the CT. So that's fine. We'll see what the sling decides to do here. It moves out of the fire. And it fires on the J. Edgar there, but that's a lot of split damage. And it just positioned its back awkwardly for itself. The commando moves up, fires side arc on the blackjack. It did attempt to do some damage there, but it actually made the position of the sling substantially worse. The weapons carrier is firing on the sling. That's irrelevant to us. I would have preferred that it go for the Hornet or the commando. I guess it's going side arc. So I guess that's fine.
What can I do for you?
The javelin can make its way up over here. We can hit this guy on this side arc. Or we could sprint and get into his rear arc like this. I like this position.
Pedal to the metal.
Let's do it. There we go. One dead sling. And that's why I was saying his positioning was bad. This commando's positioning is honestly pretty bad too, but he got to move again, and rear arc attacked the blackjack there. Didn't penetrate the armor,
Heavy damage.
but that definitely could have been bad. That laser AMS hit 0 of those, but I'm not hugely surprised by that. That's within the minimum range of the medium rifle. We'd be better off jumping like this. Our hit odds aren't going to be great if we do that. What if we were to melee him from this rear arc? Our hit odds would be great on the kick. Not so great on the actual medium rifle. We run the risk of backstabbing our friend. But I'm going to go for it.
Locked on for physical attack.
Okay, that did a lot. His CT is very hurting there. They're going to fire in on that commando, and that's okay. They did a lot of damage to him. Okay, that's irrelevant. He actually put himself in a really super bad position there.
Standing by.
Okay, we're going to just step off over this direction with the Panther, I think, or maybe just jump so that we have ideal range here for both of these. And I'd like to fire, I think, on the commando here. This is going inside arc on his weak side. Now, this would put us up over our heat limit here. There's no ammo explosion chance. There is a shutdown chance, but I'm not too concerned at this point about shutting down.
Locked and loaded. Here it comes.
As a leg destruction. That's great. And we didn't get a shutdown there either. The trebuchet is going to fire on the commando. Probably kills it here. Yep. Fantastic. All that's left now is this Hornet, and the Hornet is not in a good position. Now, this is flames on the way, but I'm going to accept that. But I'm going to position slightly back from that spot because I want to melee from that position with the javelin. And let's light up this guy rear arc. We softened up his rear arc there, structure exposure. That is fantastic. The weapons carrier moves up, fires on the Hornet, does literally nothing other than spread the fire. Okay. We're going to fire on this Hornet, but we're not going to fire the SRM. Actually, we're going to fire... I think we're just going to brace. See if we can bait it out.
Roger. Venting heat and stabilizing.
Okay, they missed their attack on that Hornet. That's fine. We're just going to position right in this fire, and we're going to kick him and see what we can hit with our SRMs.
No sweat.
Okay, we missed the kick. And we missed almost all of the SRMs. Okay, well, he has no rear armor remaining. The J. Edgar can simply move here and light him up.
Giving him everything I've got.
Very good chance of a kill there. And that's exactly what it was. That was a milk run. That was very, very simple. But that's exactly what we were looking for with a lot of our mech warriors out. So the question is, did Scrub get an injury from being deployed while fatigued. We'll take a look at that in a moment. We'll also take a look at our salvage here. Not too interested in any of these mech parts. SRM-6s aren't too bad. We have 3 of them, though, and I'd prefer streak SRM-6s. We could grab one of these endosteel structures. Maybe 2. And a heatsink. Yeah, maybe 2 heatsinks and then roulette the rest. Okay, this flamer, we'll keep that for now. This medium laser, we'll actually keep that too. This SRM-6 I'm going to sell because we have 3 of them on hand. That comm suite will come in handy. Engine core 120 and 155. We can sell the 155. Ferrofibrous armor, we have 2 of those. I'm going to keep 1 additional. The heatsinks we're obviously keeping. The jump jets we're obviously selling, as with the structure. The Swarm LRM ammo there, we'll keep that around. I don't know that we're going to use it. It has that 50% reduction in damage malice, but it does have the 30-meter AoE, which is not huge, but somewhat useful. The real question is, how much is this going to cost us to repair? I'm betting somewhere in the neighborhood of 12k. Even better. Excellent. Okay, I want the Vulcan to be the top priority, and we're going to tick forward, it looks like 8 days. There we go. Fantastic. We do still have a few more injuries. I think we should take forward 2 to 3 more days. El Duce is going to be out of action for a long time. And yeah, look at that. Scrub did get a light injury. So apparently deploying fatigued pilots now upgrades it to an injury. Good to know. That is very, very good to know. I did not see that in the patch notes, but okay. We're going to tick forward a couple days here. We absolutely need to tick forward 2.
Hey boss, we just completed
A minor infraction? Uh-oh. Synapse is slacking off? Well, that's no good. We will address both of their shortcomings. Okay, Lord Daki is now honest, and Synapse is no longer rebellious. That's great. We will happily take that. We can get Arya Maki back by ticking 1 more day, and I think that is a good idea. 1 more day there. Scrub and El Duce we're going to have to hold off on, though. I would very much like to deploy before they go out.
Nice to see you down here in the hole.
So the Vulcan is now refit with the sweet, sweet rotary rifles. And the barracks here, we should probably go through and make sure we don't need to give any training. Lord Daki could definitely use some training. Synapse and Tarbox, who of course is piloting the Hunchback. I mean, if the Hunchback can get in close enough to melee, Juggernaut would be fantastic. But the Hunchy is having a difficult time bringing itself to bear on that. We could simply take Tactician to increase our range. That is a possibility. But I think we're going to take Juggernaut. That is what we want that mech to do. It's just, it currently, with its current loadout, its speed has a difficult time getting there. So I think that's completely fine. And we may want to hire an 8th mech warrior at some point very soon. Is there currently one available? Let's see here. The hiring hall is here. There is. We could recruit... Let's see, who's cheapest here? Blaze? But Blaze can only drive mechs. Arclight could drive mechs or vehicles. That is more flexible. And she's otherwise the cheapest. Let's do it. Okay, so we're now capped on our berths. We do need to hop into engineering here, and I would absolutely love to get Mech Bay 3 rolling right now. This is a good time for it. We just had a financial report. We were floating a fair amount of funds. Let's get that 3rd Mech Bay online. Of course, now we need to make some money. Which does, of course, mean that we need to deploy. We do have a lot of good options this month tick, though. So we probably want to attempt to burn through, if we can, all 5 of these. That would be an ideal scenario. This is a defend base, but it is in the urban environment, so it might be okay. It's decent salvage, too. So yeah, I'd like to burn through all 5 of these. In the 18 days that remain, I'm not sure if we'll be able to, but we will see. For now, though, it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I will see you all next time.